Hello children, let us learn the lesson water for every household. Now tell me, what are the different purposes for which we need water? Yes children, we need water for drinking, cooking, washing utensils, washing clothes, cleaning our houses, for watering plants, etc. So, we need water all the time. For that, water should be available at our house. We have to store water in the house so that we can get it when we need it. In the olden days, brass, copper and earthen pots were used to store water. Children, if you ask your parents or grandparents for the names by which these different pots were known. Nowadays, steel or plastic containers are used for storing water. So, at your home, you store water in steel or plastic containers. What type of containers do you use? Plastic buckets, steel drums, steel buckets and many different types of plastic containers also. We also built tanks in our houses to store water. Now, care for drinking water. In the last lesson, we have learnt about potable water, that is safe drinking water, isn't it? Yes, we have learnt about safe drinking water or potable water. Now you are aware of it. What is potable water? To ensure good hygiene, we must have safe drinking water. If we consume contaminated water, it can cause diseases. That is why we take special care of the water we store for drinking and cooking. We keep the drinking water containers covered. This prevents dust and other rubbish from entering the water. If we dip our hands in the water to take it out, the dirt on our hands can enter the water. So, we use a dipper to take the water and we replace the lid at once. But the best method of taking water is to have a tap on the container. Look at the picture, children. This way, it becomes easier to take the water and it also prevents contamination. When the water in a container is finished, we wash the container well before refilling. If we take such care, drinking water remains clean. Students, how do we get water to our building? Yes? How we are getting water? Yes, that is from the overhead tanks. Correct? We are getting water from the overhead tanks. Large cement or plastic tanks are installed on the roofs of big buildings. Yes, water from these tanks can be piped to the kitchens, bathrooms, toilets in these buildings. When taps are fitted on the pipes, water can be taken or shut off according to the need. This is how water from just one tank can be obtained at several places in a building at the same time. So, you know children, to your house we are getting the tap water, but it is coming from the tank, that is overhead tank. So, look at the picture of the overhead tanks. It is built on the building. So, this tank help us to get the water to our houses. Water supply for a human settlement. Lakes, rivers, reservoirs are our sources of water. They are often at long distances from our houses. It is difficult to collect water from such distant places. Besides, we cannot be sure that the water can be used as it is for drinking. So, you know that we are getting water from the lakes, rivers and reservoirs, but we cannot go to that place and bring the water because it is far away from our settlement. So, that is why we are opting for the overhead tanks. Okay. So, that is why a large water source is identified near a settlement. So, water from it is brought through large pipes to a common place. There, the water is made safe for drinking. This is called purification of water. Arrangements are made to distribute this water all over the town or city. This is called distribution of water. So, children, the water is available in far places, but we are getting it through the pipes. So, the water from the lakes, rivers and reservoirs are filled into the big water towers also and the overhead tanks, and this water is purified, and after purification it is sent to us through big pipes, and this pipe is connected to the other towers, water towers, and from there again through pipes it comes to our building. So, in our building we have the overhead water tanks, and the water is filled into that tank, and then from there it comes to our houses. So, this is how the distribution of water takes place, and before distributing it is purified and then it is sent to the water tanks. So, now let us see water tanks at a height, that is known as water tower. So, this is known as water tower. We know that water flows downwards. Yes, always we know that water flows from up to down, that is water flows downwards. But if we want to lift water upwards, we have to use some force. So, to do that, we need to use a machine. So, machines are used for lifting water are called pumps. So, pumps run on diesel or electricity. So, children, water always flows downwards, but if you want to lift the water upwards from down to up, we have to use some force. So, for that we are using water pumps. So these pumps are running by using diesel or electricity. Before electricity was discovered, it was not possible to raise water to very great heights. But electric pumps can help us to do so. Hence, water can be filled in tanks at height, that is known as water towers, and supplied from there to towns and cities. So, these are known as water towers. So, water towers are the big tanks which are at great heights. So, to these water towers, the waters are filled by using machines, that is through the pumps. So, these pumps are running by using diesel or electricity. So, water towers are used to store the water that leaves the water purification plant. So, these water towers are used to store the water, that is the purified water. So, according to need, water is released from these tanks through big pipes. So, children, these water tanks are used to fill the purified water. So, this purified water is then released to the places where the water is required. So, according to the need, water is released from these tanks through big pipes. This pipe branches out into many smaller pipes which lead the water to different areas around the large water tank. In a particular area, the pipe branches out into smaller and smaller pipes which take water to every house. In some places, there are 2 or 3 common taps for the whole area. People living in that area come there to fill water for their families. So, this happens in the village areas where for one particular area they are giving 1 or 2 taps. So, all the people are coming there to collect the water and collect the water. So, here the other areas are getting direct water through the pipes. So, look at the picture here, children. Journey of water from source to house. So, this is a journey of water from source to the houses. So, first you can see here the source of water for the settlement. So, you know that the main source of water is rain. So, here the rain water is collected in the reservoir, and from the reservoir the water is sent to the water purification center. So, here the water is through pipes, the water is connected to this purification center. So, that means the water from the reservoir is filled into the water purification center by using a pump, and from this, after purification, the water from the purification tank is connected in one more tank, and from that is a big tank, and from there through pipes it is connected through the water tower. And look at the water tower. So, from this water tower, the water is sent to the buildings and also to the houses in the villages and also to the factories. So in this way, the water comes from the reservoir to the houses and buildings. So this is a journey of water from the source to the houses. Even today, in some places, water is drawn from wells or borewells for use at home. But it needs to be ensured that the water is potable. If it is not, then it should be boiled for the purpose of drinking, so that it will not endanger our health. So in some places, water is supplied by transporting it by means of tankers. So now also in some places we are getting water from the wells or bore wells. So in villages you can see that we are collecting the water from the wells and also from the bore wells, but before using that water you should be make it sure that that water is potable. So for that purpose we have to boil the water for 10 to 15 minutes, then only we can drink it. So we are making it potable so that it should not endanger our health. And in some places where there are no wells and also no bore wells, the water is supplied by transporting it by means of tankers. So people get tanker water and they collect the water from them and they use it for themselves. So in this way the people are using that water, that is water from the tankers. So children, many people are engaged in the work of water purification. So you know that many people are working in the purifying process and also storage and distribution. So electricity or diesel are used to run the machines for these purposes, and a lot of money is spent for this work. So children, you are understanding it? That is, many people are working in the water plant, purification plants. So the government has to pay for them for working there, and also the storage and distribution center, there also many people are working, and the machines which are used for these purposes are running by electricity or diesel. So a lot of money is spent for this work. Hence, potable water proves to be an expensive substance. So we understand by this that potable water is very expensive. The government is spending a lot of money for making the water potable. So we must take care of water just as we take care of other valuables. So that is why we have to take good care of the water, means we are not supposed to waste the water because potable water is expensive. We must not allow stored tap water to be washed or become contaminated. So whatever water we are storing, that should be used, not to waste them. So in this way we came to know that potable water is very useful and also it is very expensive. So we are not supposed to waste it. What can we do to use water without wastage? If the water you have taken in a mug to wash your face is left over, will you throw it away or keep it to use later? Yes, children, let us learn some measures that what can we do to use water without wastage. How you can use water without wastage. Now tell me, if the water you have taken in a mug to wash your face is left over, that is, you took one mug of water, but after washing your face, half mug water is left over. So, what will you do with that water? Will you throw it away or you keep it to use later? Yes, children, you will keep it for using it later, not to waste the water. Otherwise, you take half mug water only. And if you are taken full mug, use it half and then keep the half for using it later. Next, while you brush your teeth, do you keep the tap running or do you turn it off in between? So, while brushing your teeth, many are having the habit of keeping the tap on, that is, keeping the tap running throughout until you finish your brushing. Is that correct? No. What you have to do? You have to turn off the tap in between, and after brushing your teeth, you have to on the tap again. Yes. Next, do you throw away the water used for washing vegetables, fruits, etc., or do you water your plants with it? Yes, you are using water for washing vegetables, fruits, etc. Yes or not? Yes. So, after washing these vegetables and fruits, do you throw that water or can you use it again? Yes, we can use this water also. That is for watering your plants. So, in this way, we can save the water instead of wasting it. And when rinsing things under a tap, do you turn it on fully or just enough? So, when you are washing some substances, you should not keep the tap open, fully open. It is enough if you turn it half. Yes, if you open it fully, lot of water is wasted. So, in this way, we can turn the tap halfway. It is not necessary that you have to use the tap on the tap fully. Yes, children. So, one more question. The garden is to be watered. Tap water and well water are both available. What will you use? So, you want to water the plants. So, you have well water also and the tap water also. So, which water will you use? Yes, children, we can use the well water. Why? Because well water is available near to us, it's okay, but tap water is more expensive. You have learnt already that tap water is made potable, that is by purifying it. So, for that the tap water became more expensive. So, instead of using well tap water, we can use well water for watering the plants. Is that clear, children? Yes. Now, let us see what we have learnt today. We need water continuously, so we store water at home. So, we have learnt already that water is very essential for us. We need water throughout the year. So, rainwater is available only for 4 months, and for that purpose we have to store water and keep it for our use. A lid and tap on a water container help to keep the water clean and make it easier to use. So, always the water what we are using for drinking purpose should be covered with the lid, or else we have to use a container with the tap so that the water what we are drinking is clean and out of any germs. If drinking water is not potable, it can cause diseases. Therefore, special care must be taken of drinking water. So, we know that the drinking water should be germ free, that is, it is potable. The water should be potable, and then only we can drink that water. Otherwise, it may contain disease causing germs. Therefore, special care must be taken of drinking water. Cities and towns have water purification centers and distribution systems. So, we have learned that in cities and towns we have water purification centers, and from there the water is distributed by the distribution systems. If we use water from other sources, we should ensure that it is potable. So, always be sure that the water what we are using is potable. Obtaining potable water involves labor as well as expense. Water should be stored properly and used carefully. So, we know that the potable water is very expensive. That is why we have to store the water properly and you have to use the water carefully. So, water is valuable. Take good care of it. Thank you, children.